Hi guys, my name is Valerie. Thanks again for joining me. Today we're going to be having breaded shrimp for dinner with a side of green beans and a side of salad. And also stay tuned for my separate banana cake recipe, which is eggless and milkless. It's quick and easy. Before we begin, let me just let you know that I have soaked my shrimp in about a half a glass of orange juice. If you don't have orange juice, you can use a lime, you can use lemon, and you can even soak it in some oil. Totally up to you. But I'm gonna pause for one moment so you can see the prep work I did before we begin. This is how you peel the shrimp. So after it's been rinsed, you just take off the tail. It glides right off. I'm gonna show you one more time. Just glide right off. Make sure you rinse your green beans before boiling them in water. So the green beans have cooked, and you'll know they're cooked because they have this nice green vibrant color. They've been cooking for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna put them back in that heated pan because I wanna melt about 2 tablespoons of butter. So I've already just cut that butter, and I'm gonna just slice the butter into cubes and put them back in the pan. Let me just get through. And you just keep mixing the green beans with the butter. So they're gonna have a nice coating. And you can also add a little bit of salt and then plate them. And they'll be ready to eat with the shrimp that we're cooking today. So they're coated in that nice creamy butter. And I want to sprinkle just a little bit of salt. I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of salt, and my kids will eat these like popcorn. So for my daughter that does not eat green beans, I just bought a store-made salad. And I'm gonna add cherry tomatoes, which is her favorite. Just chop some cherry tomatoes in there. I'm gonna add some store-bought croutons. And I'm also gonna add some Parmigiano cheese. Because salads definitely taste good with a little bit of cheese. And if you don't have Parmigiano cheese, you can use a cheddar cheese or any kind of cheese. Just sprinkle some on top. Now I won't put on the dressing until we're ready to sit down to eat. So we're gonna be starting off with coating our glass bowl here with some olive oil because we're gonna be dipping the shrimp here. And I'm gonna just use a little spoon strainer to strain out the shrimp. The shrimp has been soaking in the orange juice for about 30 minutes. And this is about 1 pound of shrimp, which could feed probably 4. If you want to feed more than 4, I would go with 2 pounds for sure. And remember, I have 2 small kids, one who's filming me right now, and 2 adults. So about 1 pound works for us. And again, if you don't have orange juice, just soak that in lemon or lime. So I'm gonna put that on the side. So I want the shrimp to now be coated with the olive oil because I'm gonna be using breadcrumbs, and I'm not gonna be using an egg to bind the breadcrumbs today. I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Now today I'm using black pepper because it will be hidden by the breadcrumbs, and so my kids won't have a problem eating the pepper today in today's meal. And I'm sprinkling just a little bit of paprika. Now, if you don't want to put paprika, you don't have to, that's fine. I like to add just a little paprika for flavoring, gives it a little zesty flavoring. And again, I want to just make sure everything gets the seasoning coated. And it's so simple. That's, you know, the only seasoning you need, the shrimp itself, just with a little bit of salt, pepper, and paprika and the olive oil with the breadcrumbs, it's going to be so flavorful. My next step, I'm going to be sprinkling some breadcrumbs. And again, go with the Italian breadcrumbs because they already have your parsley and other green seasoning in there. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of panko breadcrumbs to make it extra crunchy. And if you wanted to just use panko breadcrumbs, you could. If you wanted to just use the one kind of breadcrumbs, you could. And I'm also going to put about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And the reason for that is, again, I want the shrimp to taste crunchy. Now, I'm doing it by eye, but I would say it's about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And I'm going to mix that together. So I have the regular Italian breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs, and some cornstarch. And we're going to use that to coat our shrimp. In another pan, again, we're going to be baking the shrimp. I have sprayed an all-purpose spray and about less than a fingernail of vegetable oil in the pan. And this is how we're going to bake our shrimp. You don't want to put too much oil in that pan because I don't want the shrimp to come out soggy. I want it to be crunchy. And just as you would bread any kind of chicken cutlet, we'll be breading our shrimp in a similar way. Just making sure it gets fully coated. And then I'm gonna pop the shrimp in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks. I breaded all of my shrimp. It should look something like that. And I'm gonna just sprinkle some Parmesan cheese across. And if you don't have Parmesan cheese, you can sprinkle whatever cheese you like. And I have preheated my oven to 350 and I'm gonna have them cook for about 20 minutes and check on them. All right, we'll see you when it's ready. So our shrimp has been cooking at 350 for 30 minutes. I checked on it at the 20-minute mark, but it needed to cook for 30 minutes at 350, and it is ready to go. Look how delicious that looks. And I have plated some green beans, which my little one is already munching away over there. She started. So green beans and salad, because one of my children likes salad, one likes green beans. And look at this delicious shrimp that we're having for dinner tonight. And I usually start them off with about 4. Delicious. So shrimp and green beans for dinner. I hope you enjoyed this dish and I hope your family does too. Bye. Let me see you try one of those shrimps.
Perfect and delicious. I love it.
Aw, good job. Let me taste this shrimp. It's crunchy. Just right, delicious.